What's up, y'all? It's your boy Daunting. We're back in here with another video. It's been a minute. 2024 is kicking off. It is January is over with, and I hope you've been taking care of business. And I mean taking care of business mean getting out here. You work hard, and don't worry about what nobody else is saying. You put your head down, work hard, take that capital, take that liquidity that you get left over from saving up, or I'm sorry, from paying all your living expenses, and put that and acquire the hardest asset, the most scarce, desirable, pristine collateral, because I believe it will be pristine collateral. It is, in actuality. It's just that the financial infrastructure around it hasn't been fully brought out legally, and that's Bitcoin. And so if you are acquiring this asset, please do so responsibly. I hope you are, by acquiring it through non-KYC mechanisms, just for your protection against any type of government effery, and just to live up to what its mission, what its mantra is, and that's being a decentralized peer-to-peer net currency, or money. Let's say a money, and it does operate as a currency through its layer 2 mechanism, which is the Lightning Network. But anyways, if you're acquiring responsibly, go through HODL.com. That's a peer-to-peer decentralized exchange where you can find other like-minded people who value privacy and the ethos. That's what I'm looking for. The ethos of what a peer-to-peer network is supposed to be. HODL.com. That link's down in the description. All you need is just a email address and password. Copy a Bitcoin from there, man. You may get it at a premium, but I think it may be worth it. Also, once you grab that Bitcoin, you want to keep it safe. You don't want to bring it on to a get decentralized. You don't want to get somewhat non-KYC Bitcoin and then go over to a KYC exchange unless you're ready to sell it, desperately for something. Anyways, yeah. So you want to find a custodial service to hold your Bitcoin on. That's Bitcoin only, open source, trustworthy, with great reviews from other Bitcoiners. That's the Cold Card wallet, and that's in the CoinKite.com link down below. I have that too, so you check that out. A lot of Bitcoiners love that to hold their Bitcoin. Let's get into it. So yeah, man, I've been very focused. For those who've been keeping up with this channel, it's been a long journey since getting into since just really been heavily involved in DeFi shitcoins, assortment of altcoins, just learning as I go, and then sharing my journey at the same time. It's just been a hell of a journey. So what you would want to consider doing is take it from me. Don't learn from my mistakes, or learn from my mistakes rather than go through them. But I know ultimately a lot of people just have to go through it to know it. They have to live it to know it. So what I want to share is with Bitcoin, for instance. I see all the things, all the elements have lined up so far. I've been talking about it in this channel. I got videos that I had to erase just because, but we've been talking about it. Good Lord, people run these lights. We talked about how Bitcoin hash rate is now at all-time highs, and it keeps going up and up and up, which is very important. You want the hash rate to be very high if you're thinking about how valuable the Bitcoin network is as maintaining a level of security to hold the trillion, I think it's over, is it over 900 billion to $1 trillion market cap that it's holding right now. So you want it to be secure enough, and therefore trustworthy enough for the likes of BlackRock, who's been continually buying Bitcoin. I think it's been reported that they have almost 100,000 Bitcoin that they bought in a matter of less than a month. So it's getting serious. A lot of these wealthy people, wealthy entities are acquiring it, and the price is not moving. That lets me know that the price is an accumulation. Accumulation, everything trades in a range, and we see how we've seen before, time and time again, during these times leading up to the Bitcoin halving event, that the entire market in its entirety just remains in this almost state of dormancy, where there's tight trading range. The prices will kind of get volatile, but it's not nothing too volatile. And so this is accumulation. And I think this is where a lot of people usually sleep, and then they look back, and when fall, winter comes, then they regret not buying what they could buy. It's going to happen again. And so we talked about the hash rate. We talked about the maturing of the market for market participants in Bitcoin. Now institutions have stepped in, and they're able to acquire Bitcoin through a mechanism called the ETF, which is a investment vehicle. And so with the ETFs as an investment vehicle, you now get to see people buy it, and or entities buy Bitcoin legally. So they're acquiring it. We're in the acquisition stage, guys. And so basically what I'm saying is that, yeah, the price hasn't boomed up because the entities are buying. The price will boom up quick. When it does boom up, it will boom up quick and hard because entities are now accumulating as well as the long-time hodlers are doing now. And these entities aren't acquiring it just to trade it. Basically, they're not acquiring it to get it and then dump it in like a year, and you know, when we reach the top or something like that. They will offload some probably, but long term, I think net they are going to be hodling a lot more than they actually sell off when the market reaches near all-time or new all-time highs. So what I'm saying is that there's going to be a very low supply of Bitcoin circulating. I guess if you want to call it circulating, or that's going to be ever getting on to be sold ever again. There's going to be a low amount. And so you're going to see the price really rip, in my opinion. And so the people are not taking that consideration that these new market participants, the institutions, are going to be the catalyst of that. As well as the Bitcoiners who have we've proven that we could put the floor in around 20, and now it's probably around somewhere at 30 right now. Now, another thing is that we want to talk about the development of Bitcoin as a currency, right? So just adding on to the fact that you still want it to be a decentralized monetary network, which it is, but you want it to be the best it can be. Yes, I can peer-to-peer exchange Bitcoin with others, but if too many people join the network, it will slow down because of its limited block size. And this is where layer 2 solutions come into play. And so the Lightning Network has been efficient. There's probably been some hiccups. I haven't really read deeply into what failures and hiccups it's had, but I think that will come with tech. And so just the fact that there's a mechanism for Bitcoin to operate as a currency, that's a big deal. Anyway, so this is why I think Bitcoin is going to be it. It's going to continue to be it. It's scarce, it's finite, and it's just the way it is. Now, let's get into some of the VC plays, man. And so this is interesting because I was thinking about how Fidelity was talking about Bitcoin. BlackRock said 84% allocation. I think it was Fidelity, y'all. Forgive me. I don't know which one of them guys. They come out with these reports about Bitcoin, and then they share their perspective about the crypto market in its entirety. I think Fidelity it was. They say Bitcoin should be seen separate from the other cryptocurrencies because of the fact that it's a monetary good and all these things. However, they did say that some of the altcoins should be looked at as VC plays. So I know a lot of you are into that because there's potential there, right? There's potential if you pick the right one, and you got to pray for government regulation to not totally nuke that market. So provided that government regulation's out the way, even though retail probably got some money, they can still probably move that market. I would like to say that, as a play, right, once you have acquired your number of Bitcoin that you need to hold for generational wealth, risking capital is something that everybody has a right to do. I see them as volatile stock plays. I see them as what Fidelity would call them VC plays. Matter of fact, better than a stock play if you're thinking about trying to risk capital like that. Because, you know, putting money in a stock, you didn't really get in pre-market. It's a high market cap. And so those gains are going to be slow up and to the right over years, as opposed to any type of VC gain. If something's a VC, you're getting in on the ground level. You're still putting in money that should show return on the work of others, which still has to be regulated as a security. So at the end of the day, yes, it has to be regulated as security. So if government comes in and regulates it, you got it, and they can't register, which they proven that they can't because they won't, then it might nuke the entire project. But if government does step in, I'm looking actually to just throw some fucking chump change at some particular altcoins, not DeFi. DeFi is shit, and DeFi does not deliver on what it is. It's only DeFi in name, and that's because, I mean, once we go over the mechanism of how DeFi works when it comes to yield and staking rewards and that bullshit, you're capturing everybody's liquidity. You're trying to hold their liquidity, convince them to lock in their shitcoin tokens, or basically their liquidity, lock in that liquidity for an extended amount of time. And the longer that they are convinced to lock it in for, then the higher this yield of said shitcoin that they'll get more of, and then therefore it'll be just enough liquidity left over for them to pair it and trade with it, along with a market that's convinced that they'll get that same yield. So people buy in and it keeps it going. Anyways, as far as altcoins, you could look at as Teletubbies, tradables. I really think they are as of right now, because there's no real world use case with, I want to say 99% of them, unless it's to build apps on top of, and those apps aren't being fruitful, or again, they're not providing real world use case except just being games. So if you want to play games, if you want to buy pictures, and you're convinced that these pictures are can't be replicated and all that stuff, then go for it. I like the way the charts look on a few of them. I'm not gonna share which ones, but literally only a few, maybe only two. And so if it's something that you want to do as a play, you got to learn how to analyze the market. But anyways, I'm way over what I usually do. It's been a lot in my mind, and I'm just talking. And these videos aren't really formal, but I just share my experience and what I'm thinking. So anyways, I hope y'all having a good one, man. I hope y'all working hard again, man. Please work hard, because at the end of the day, people try to shame you for working. Even if you're working 9 to 5, how can they shame you, especially now when 9 to 5s are starting to become scarce, decent ones, and therefore income's becoming scarce. Income is an asset. If you can get it and you can turn it into something that's even more valuable asset, such as like a Bitcoin, some very precious, scarce real estate, or even the right shitcoin, if you're a shitcoiner, then it's something then, right? So anyways, I'm gonna check y'all out later time. It's Daunting HODLs. I'm out. Peace.